Hello, beautiful souls, and to all the people out there watching, especially women. I encourage you today to embrace your feminine side and to reach for as many of the divine feminine or masculine characteristics that you can, to work on them and incorporate them into your daily life. And the one I want to speak about today is being goal-oriented. This is the card I pulled, and I will go over the definition of it quickly, and then I will speak about what it has meant in my life and what I think it means for our world at large. But being goal orientated is to focus on reaching a specific objective or accomplishing a given task, and you're driven by purpose, intentional in your actions or thoughts or words or deeds, I guess I would say, competitive and willing to work hard for the win. Now, competition, let's talk about that, because a lot of times you may have a goal, and the goal is to beat someone else's record, let's say, whatever that record is. And, you know, I heard something the other day about the 4-minute mile at one point, and I guess earlier in lifetime, it was unattainable because someone hadn't done it. And now we see a 3-minute mile. So that goal has been reached and attained. But what happens after you do reach that goal? Is that goal was really your goal inside to be, oh, I just want to do the 3-minute mile? Or was your goal is I want to be the fastest man or woman in the world? Those are two different goals. And one may make you feel flat once you reached it, if it was sheerly for a competitive desire of someone else, or whether it was truly within your heart and soul that this is what I want to do. And that's why sometimes when people do reach goals, they're like, well, why am I not happy now? I reached this goal. Well, how is your goal written up within your contract with yourself? Is it something you wanted to do just because someone else is doing it or have done it? Or is it because you feel that deep within yourself as something you wanted to attain? And I think that's where, when we make our goals, we have to start thinking. And then we also have to not be deterred. It's like accomplishing a task. You know, no matter what's going on around you, you want to accomplish that task, what you set out to do. Keep your goals strong. Keep your mind determined and forge ahead. You know, you have a purpose. Be driven by that purpose, whatever it is. And, you know, be willing to do the hard work for the win. So I know, you know, talking about being goal-oriented, I know for me a goal is to reach other women and to help them or to guide them to find their strength, because it's something that I had lost for a while and I wanted to get back, and attaining that strength again within myself and seeing the beauty in womanhood and in me and what I'm capable of has been so enlightening and so rewarding. And I just want to share it with others with the intent or the goal of helping them change their lives as well. So I am driven by that purpose of helping other women, because I know in my heart and soul that a goal in my lifetime is to see a change in humanity where women are honored and appreciated and loved and not suppressed as they have been in the past, and really seen for the divine creatures that we are. And I think that would bring about great change within our world. And so that's my purpose. And how do I do that? Well, each day I think it and I feel it and I act on it. And, you know, even by these little videos that I'm making, the purpose is that maybe one person will see it and say, I can have a goal, I can have this dream that I always wanted, and I can accomplish it. And it's hard sometimes because, you know, we may have had experiences, you know, when we're young, in our youth, we are fearless as young children. A lot of us are, depending on the situation that we're grown up or brought up in, depending on what our life has looked like in childhood. But for the most part, you know, we are born fearless. And if our surroundings are in the positive sense, then we're able to continue that at least for a while and have these dreams and goals. And some of some of us may want to be attorneys and fight for justice, or be actors or actresses on the stage and bring entertainment, models, astronauts, firemen, firefighters, let's say, not firemen, firefighters. And so we have these dreams within ourselves, and what happens is, as we go forward, maybe something, we start doing something, or we ask a question, or we say, I want to do this, and someone says, no, you can't do that for whatever reason. And that's the first baggage on our back that we get towards our goal of life, that is a no, that then just kind of hangs on us. And then maybe we go to school and we start attending school, and then someone else, our friends or on the playground, may laugh at us for, oh, you think you're a firefighter, or you think you're going to go to the moon one day, or an astronaut, or travel in outer space. That's not going to happen to you. You can't do that because of this and this and this reason. And it starts to change what our inner goal was, even at the youngest age. And we don't realize how much that affects our future as we become adults, where then it's like in the back of our mind is like, no, I can't do this, or no, that's impossible. And we start having that inner conversation with ourselves of, I can't attain that goal because whatever reason we give ourselves. Everyone says the person that is standing in your own way of achieving your goal is yourself. Really, that's the true person, and how you address obstacles that come in your way, whether you give up or whether you push forward. So I'm encouraging you today to have this divine characteristic of being goal-oriented, and actually, staying true to your path and accomplishing that given task or that objective. I know, talking about that, I know as a fact, as a child, what happened to me is that I wanted to do modeling or acting. And I remember that my mother took me, I think it was my mother, took me to an agency in Miami. I was living at the time, and this was in the early 70s. And I said, or maybe the later 70s, I think I was around 10, so probably the later 70s. And I said, this is what I want to do. I want to be on stage. I want to act. I want to perform. And I remember the agency told my mom that I was too short and that I was too ethnic looking, because I was Cuban mixed. And I guess Cuban is not a race, but I have, a little bit of darker skin coloring in my family line. And I guess my features at that time, and I was too ethnic looking, and that I was too short. So that kind of squashed those hopes right then, because then I started recognizing that I did, when I looked at commercials and things like that, there were no other ethnic groups in commercials or on TV shows at that time. So it was easy for me to dump that goal and to go on to something else. And I think throughout my life, I haven't really fought too hard when obstacles were put in my way, because I had that initial disappointment. I remember again, though, in New York, having a friend take me to, when I lived in New York and I was dancing ballet at that time, a friend took me to a modeling agency. And I remember they told me, now at this time, models were coming out, like Kate Moss, was shorter than other models and certain heights. But I remember they told me that I was too heavy, that my weight was, and I was a ballet dancer, so I had to be in shape. So that is like slender bodies. And I remember it was like, okay, here's another no coming to my attention. And now I look at the different models of all sizes that we see. So it's like I had these instances that occurred in my life that were actually stopped me from completing whatever the goal I wanted was, and made me take different paths within my life. So when I came up with this goal now that I want to do, or I want to help women and other women find their strength again, because I was able to because I was at a weak point and was able to turn my life around and come back out to a strong sense of self again and worthiness. And I want to help other women. That's one of my goals, is to show the I guess, the steps that I've taken and the path I've taken, and encourage other women to find their strength and find their worthiness, because I know, really, for me, I believe at the root of change in this world is for women to really come into their own, and really for us to start honoring and embracing the divine feminine, because that is going to be the change and the catalyst for change in the world, because we are nurturers, we are protectors, we are love givers, we are supporters, we are, then we also have vulnerability, and we care for others, empathetic and compassionate. All these characteristics that are so needed in humanity today, women possess them naturally, and they've just been suppressed. So being goal oriented, for me, truly is a divine characteristic, and it's one that I've struggled with over the last year, because I realized this a year ago, but I've been trying to find my strength and that happiness of self so that I could get out here and speak with some certainty of the possibility of reaching goals. How can I talk about the possibility and being goal orientated if I don't hold that divine characteristic within myself? So I do believe that it is something that is a divine characteristic, especially if we're using it towards the betterment of not just ourselves but others. That's what I believe makes it divine and of the highest source of light and love, is because it's not only a goal within ourselves. My goal for my life is also to help others in whatever way I can, and even if that's just making a 10-minute video on YouTube or my few-minute videos on TikTok, it's to share a message that's so important for people today, so that they can achieve greatness within themselves, and especially women, to achieve the greatness that they possess inside and that's been suppressed. So that's my goal. I encourage you to find out what your goal is, and remember, the competition is not, I want to be like this other person. It's that, oh, they can do it, I can do this too. I can do this goal of mine, whatever that unique goal is, that individual goal of what we have. And some of us may have the same goals, but we each have our own unique way of delivering them or attaining them. So look to the divine characteristic of being goal orientated. Look it up, see what it means for you, how it applies to your life, and I encourage you to discover it. And I wish you the best of luck in all your endeavors.